Serangoon Garden Secondary School Mid-Year Exam 2018 Paper 2. Okay, question number 1A. Using a calculator, evaluate 7.15 minus 2.75 divided by 12 plus 1. Okay, before you attempt these questions, okay, maybe you want to add bracket for the numerator and also add a bracket for the denominator first. After which, take out your calculator. Okay, you can press your as what is stated here, put a bracket, 7.15 minus 2.75, close your bracket. Okay, look for the fraction sign. The fraction sign is a slash b. So you press a slash b and you can see a fraction in your calculator. Okay, you can press a bracket again, 12 plus 1. Okay, so your calculator will show you 22 over 65. So the answer is 22 over 65. Okay, next, 1B. The same thing, if you look at carefully at the questions, the cube root only consists of negative 1 to the power 3 plus 10. Okay, so what you can do is, you can add a bracket, okay, to show that the cube root negative 1 to the power 3 plus 10 belongs to the cube root only. So same thing, on your calculator, search for the function, the cube root. Okay, so you can see that the cube root is in the yellow as what I pointed here. So you press shift, cube root. Alright, so I add a bracket. Then I add another bracket, negative 1, close bracket, to the power of 3. Okay, so if you can't see any button x to the power of 3, you can press the button y to the power of x. This can, you can write down the index of any numbers, okay, with this y to the power of x function. Okay, so in our case it's a 3, so I add a 3 plus 10. Then I close the bracket. Okay, now minus 1 is outside of the cube root. Okay, so you may have to press the right cursor, press minus 1. And when you press equal, your answer give you 1.080083823. Since the number is continuous, okay, so you have to round it off to 3 significant figures. So we count from the left, 1, 2, 3. So your answer will be 1.08. Alright, now come to question number 2. Alright, this is easy. Okay, they want us to simplify this and leaving our answer in index notation. Okay, so you need to know, understand what is the meaning of index notation. Okay, that means you have an indices and a base. Okay, so for this one, you can start counting. How many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So since there are 4 2's, so we can put 2 to the power of 4. And the next base that we see here is 5. So I have 2 of them. So multiply by 5 to the power of 2. So you get 2 to the power of 4 times 5 to the power of 2. That is for question 2. Next, question number 3. Express the ratio of 2 kilogram to 500 gram as the ratio of 2 integers in its simplest form. Okay, so we notice that these 2 quantities given to us, one is in kg, one is in gram. Okay, so they are not the same. So we need to change them to be the same, the same units. So for 2 kg, you can actually multiply by 1000. You get 2000 gram. Okay, now we can express these two as a ratio. So 2000 gram is to 500 gram. Okay, now they have the same unit, so we can cancel away their unit. and you can reduce it to the lowest term. Alright, so how do you reduce to the lowest term? You can either use your calculator to assist you, okay, or you can do simple divisions. Divide by 100, you have 20 is to 5, and they have the same factor again, so I can divide by 5 on both sides. Alright, so we have 4 is to 1. Okay, that is the simplest form. So many of you may not reduce it, so read the question carefully. They ask you to reduce to the simplest form, so we have to reduce until you cannot divide anymore. And check that 2 integers. 4 is an integer and 1 is also an integer. Okay, now let's come to question number 4. Write the following number in standard form. Okay, so you have to understand what is the meaning of standard form. Alright, a times 10 to the power of b, where a is bigger than or equals to 1, smaller than 10, and our b is an integer. Okay, so this is a definition for standard form. So for this number is a big number, so you need to choose a number that is between 1 and 10, okay, by shifting the decimal. Alright, so for this case, we can have 5.403. Alright, check that it is between 1 and 10, not bigger than 10 and not smaller than 1. Then we multiply by, okay, check how many decimal did you shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a big number, so you have a positive index. Okay, so this is the answer for question 4a. Alright, next. It's a small number because this is smaller than 1. Same thing, we have to convert this to standard form. So we choose 5.1. Okay, we check again that our number is between 1 and 10. Not smaller than 1 and not bigger than 10. Alright, and multiply by 10 to the power of. Shift your decimal again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We shift our decimal, 4 decimal place to the right. Okay, and this is a small number, so we have a negative 4. So this is the answer for question 4b. Alright, so you can write down your answer for both 4a and 4b. Okay, next is a word problem. Alright, so same thing, we apply Polya's 4-step model. Understand the question first. In a company, employee pay 12% of their salary into the CPF. Okay, so you must know that what is the meaning of this 12% of their salary. Let's say for example, if the employee earn $100, $12 will go to CPF, and the remaining $88, they will get their payment maybe in cash that bank into their bank. Okay, so in 2017, Adrian's annual salary was 86,000. So this 86,000 is actually 100%. Okay, 100% of the salary is 86,000. So we need to calculate the amount he paid into the CPF retirement fund on that year. Okay, so we are actually trying to find 12%. Okay, so if you can still remember, so usually we try to find 1% first. Okay, but you are very familiar with it. You can just put 86,000 divided by 100 to find your 1%. Then we multiply by 12. Okay, so again, same thing. You can use your calculator to actually help you. 86,000 divided by 100 times 12%. Okay, so he would have contributed $10,320 into his CPF savings. Okay, so the next man, Brian, he paid $4,800 into the CPF. So we are going to calculate the annual salary for that year. So in fact, this is into the CPF, and CPF, according to the question, is 12%. So 12%, we have 4,800. Okay, so we want to find the annual salary. We are trying to find 100%. So same thing, as a practice, usually you will find 1% first. How do you find 1%? You take 4,800 divided by 12 and multiply by 100%. Right, same thing. We use our calculator. 4,800 divided by 12 and multiply by 100. Okay, so Brian actually earned $40,000 in 2016.